Coming up on the Together for Good podcast, my name is Janet Mortensen, and this is not a Christmas story.
Welcome to the Together for Good podcast, a podcast created by Bethany Lutheran Church in Cherry Hills Village, Colorado, and hosted by me, Pastor Nate Preisinger. On Together for Good, our goal is to provide practical, engaging content that supports you without expectations. Whether you're feeling disconnected from traditional religion or simply exploring what faith means in your life, we're here to walk alongside you. No matter where you are on your journey of faith, we're glad you're here. Welcome to Together for Good.
I thought I would tell you the story that happened to me when I was a teenager. So when my sister and I both got our driver's licenses, and we, of course, wanted a vehicle to drive. We couldn't afford a vehicle. So my dad scrounged around and bought, I think it was a 1973 Plymouth Duster. And it was full of rust. It was really old. And we affectionately called it the dust pan because of the appearance of this. So after listening to us whine about it, my dad, who was not a car guy, took a class for weeks on end, went every week in the evening and figured out how to get the rust out of it, rebuild the body, painted the body, and the dustpan was looking pretty good. So shortly after he finished, I took one of my good friends. We went to a neighboring town for pizza at Pizza Hut, because of course my town was too small for a Pizza Hut. And had a great time. I was backing up to come home, completely not paying attention, and backed up into a light pole with a cement post. Dented in the back of the car. And this was literally a few days after my dad had finished repairing it. I drove home, drove in my driveway, and so did not want to go down to the basement where my parents were sleeping, but I figured they shouldn't probably wake up to that since it was parked in the driveway. And I woke them up. I said, I have something to tell you. And told them what happened, that I backed up into this light pole. My mom started to say something, after all your father did. And my dad put his hand on her arm and he looked at me and he goes, you couldn't have done that while I was still taking the class so I knew how to get the dent out of the bumper. The grace that was shown to me that day, he said nothing else about it. He knew I felt terrible, and I was so grateful for that response. You know, when I think about mistakes that are made, accidents that happen, no matter what we do, God offers us His grace and His love and His acceptance, knowing that failures and things will happen and the love remains. I am ever thankful for my father and his demonstration of that, and thought about that many times in parenting myself.